Welcome to the press conference for Game 4 of the 2025 NCAA Division III Women's Volleyball National Championship on the campus of Illinois Wesleyan, as number 4 seeded Laverne defeated number 5 seed UW-Eau Claire 3-1. Here I have Laverne with me, which includes head coach Jeff Hendershot, as well as players Kaylani Mamolo and Zachy Kostin. Coach, can we get your initial thoughts and reactions to the game?
Yeah, I think the first thing is, we beat a really good volleyball team today. They really brought the intensity, served tough, blocked well. Offense was really humming there for a lot of the match. And, first of all, credit to them for that. I think for us, I thought we had a pretty good game plan, and we stuck to it for the most part, except for that third set. And I'm just proud of, this team to get in here, get back to a second Elite Eight, make that jump, win this match, get to a Final Four. And, we're excited to see what we can do tomorrow.
What do you think went wrong in set 3, and how did you guys kind of regroup and bounce back in set 4?
I'll let you guys answer that.
Okay, I can go. We just got too comfortable, and that's completely on us, but we know at the end of the day we play our best when we're together. And so after that third set, we really had a serious talk and regrouped, and from there, you can't stop us.
Yeah, I definitely think we assumed a lot of things, and we stopped playing our game and started playing theirs, and that led us to losing.
Yeah, I think on the other side of that net, they're playing for their season. They came out really hot. They were super aggressive from the service line and attacking, really challenging our block, which was doing really well in those first couple sets, and they caught us sleeping a little bit with their hands. And, I think it was more them playing with a ton of fire and us getting a little soft, and then, I thought we responded well after that.
And I just have one more. Just Maya was just phenomenal. I mean, not just her swings, but I mean just defensively and serving, and I mean, what a luxury that is. I mean, can you just kind of talk about her play?
Yeah, I think when you look big picture too is, people see Maya's performance now and they assume she's been that player for 4 years. And it's really been a progression. She was always offensive, but now her blocking, her serving, her defense, teams serve her as much as they can, and she passes in the system. Like, she's gone from a great offensive player to now a great volleyball player. And obviously when you have the player of the year, that's a pretty great thing to have on your team. But I think tonight, as good as she was, Zachy contributed, our right side's contributed, Lauren had some kills. We were playing really good defense. We had 15 blocks as a team. I mean, when we have a player like Maya and then we have everyone else supporting and contributing the way they did, we're a tough team to beat.
Is this your first Final Four then, program?
With this group and for me as a head coach, but the program's been here quite a few times.
Okay.
Yeah.
But just you guys?
Yeah.
Talk about players, especially. Talk about the travel and the whirlwind of the last couple of weeks. Obviously, for the regional, you traveled across the country, and then back here. Talk about that experience.
Want to go, Zach?
Go ahead.
Okay. Being on the road is definitely hard, and we had a lot of just back-to-back. This trip especially was interesting, to say the least, with a very long bus ride and weather, but I think how we respond to even just a travel day is a real testament to our character.
Yeah, I definitely think we're not used to the weather, the snow, wearing heels at the banquet is the snow. But I definitely think that our school is really good with academics as far as like trying to get us to where we need to be because we are student athletes.
Where do you guys fly?
Chicago. And then drove down, yeah. So we went on Google. It was like, 2 hours and 45, and it took us 5 hours and 20 minutes.
Our bus ride.
Yeah. So we were actually on a bus longer than we were in the airport and on a plane.
Yeah.
Was
it 10 hours?
It is what it is.
10 hours?
So we'll take it.
Both of you being upperclassmen, kind of talk about how you prepared your maybe lowerclassmen teammates for, moments like these, travel days like these.
That's good. Zach, you want to start? I'm like, I got to think.
Actually, Jeff gave me some good tips on that. He told me to just bring them up with you. So it's like, treat them like they're going to be playing for a while. Like, let my attitude help them to be where I am.
I would definitely say we just talk about setting the standard a lot. And I think one thing that our team does really well is just because I'm older or Zachy's older, it doesn't mean that we're necessarily above you. So we really work well together. I don't know how else to describe that.
I think as a program too, we went to Wisconsin, earlier this year, so it's like planning ahead, we knew we were going to be hopefully having an opportunity to compete at this, tournament and going into postseason. So doing a cross country travel, being at LAX at 4 a.m., doing all that stuff, it's a skill like anything else, right? So we talk about, hey, let's win the travel day. Let's make sure we're doing everything we can to be prepared and stay hydrated and get rest and do homework and proctor tests and all that sort of stuff. So none of this is an accident. It's like if you're going to be ready for the moment, you got to make sure you're putting yourself in that moment when you can. And I think as a team, they've done that really well.
Coach, what's it going to take tomorrow against a Barry team that just, gave ETBU their first loss this season?
I think the initial kind of scout is you got to be ready for the speed of their offense. They run their defense, where they have that player kind of playing shallow, ready for tips and rolls. They're very scrappy defensively. They're going to get a lot of digs. They're going to challenge our offense. And I think for us, the same thing. It's like we're going to have to make sure we block well and dig as much as they do. And, we're a very offensive team, so we're going to lean on that. But, that's going to be a tough opponent. We'll be up late watching video for sure.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, guys. Congrats and best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Actually, this one's sick.
All right, welcome to the press conference for Game 4 of the 2025 NCAA Division III Women's Volleyball National Championship on the campus of Illinois Wesleyan. It's number 4 Laverne defeated number 5 UW Eau Claire 3-1. Here I have Eau Claire with me, which includes head coach Kim Woody, along with players Abigail Werland, Bailey Leake, and Abby Stanwood. Coach, can we just get your initial thoughts and reactions to the game?
Yeah, I think the first thing I'll say is I'm really proud of our team, and I'm proud of our fight. I'm proud of us. I think we put together a great set. The first half of set 1 and the second half of set 2, and then we had a great set 3. So, I think that I want to just Laverne is a phenomenal team. And I think that, we all knew Maya Ray was going to come in and have a great match, but we also, they had, their block was on today. Their serving and passing was really, really good as well. So I just want to congratulate them on the win and wish them luck as well. And again, I'm so proud of our team, proud to be here. Grateful for all of you at Illinois Wesleyan. I think you all have put on an outstanding tournament. We've been really, really felt really welcomed. So thank you to all of you and everybody that's here. It's been a really class act program that you guys are running. So thank you.
Along those same lines, Kim, you're down 2 sets to none, and you guys came back, played phenomenal in that third set. What changed? What adjustments did you guys make?
I think a lot of it was just reminding ourselves of our game plan of win the serve and pass, attack the edges, get hands in their face. I think that those are things that we have tried to do all year as far as, just being fearless and being bold with our swings. And I think that it just was a mindset of like, we're not going down in 3 sets. We're going to go keep fighting. And I think that's just a credit to our whole team, just believing and not wanting today to be our last match.
And even the fourth set, you guys had the lead. I think it was like 10-9, and then they went on that little run. I mean, and it seemed like they had an answer every time you guys would make a little run. I mean, just how difficult was it matching up against them?
Good teams do, and I like to think that for the most of the season that was us too, and I think that that's the challenge is even when Maya was in the back row, I think that there were other players who stepped up. I thought Zachy did a fantastic job, and even if they weren't scoring points offensively, their block was just that they were just getting in our way, and again they served well, they passed as well as I've ever seen them pass. And I think that's something that, we were trying to mix up our serves and go deep and go short and line and cross, and they just kept being in system, and they're really hard to stop when they've got more options than just one.
Pretty special group of seniors. What have these seniors meant? In your words, Kim, and then the seniors, just, comment on your careers, what it's meant to be part of this.
How long do you have? No, I could talk about each one of them individually. As a group, I think, there are, I've said this before, but I think that one of the hardest things for them to do was come in 2022 and have to follow up a national championship and have that be something that, everybody was, we started 2022 ranked number 1, and I think, that was all the talk was repeat. And I think that, people forget you don't fall on the mountaintop, right? And I think that what has happened with this group of the freshmen who started in 2022, but then the addition of Abby and Mary, they redefined what that climb and what that process looks like in terms of, having to grow through adversity and grow through, you have to learn how to win at this level, and I think that is what I'm most proud of them, is that, we had a taste of the tournament last year, and absolutely, enjoyed that experience, but they wanted more, and to be backs against the wall out in Pittsburgh and come back, it's just, it is such a credit to their character and their maturity and just their growth in our program.
And then just the seniors, what has this meant to you guys? You guys have accomplished a lot.
I think for me personally, I think being a transfer, my first couple years were really hard, and to come into this program and just be welcomed by this coaching staff and these amazing teammates, I would not be anywhere where I am today without them, and I'm just so incredibly grateful that they lifted me up and they allowed me to be the best person that I could be, because I don't know where I would be without this program, so I'm just so incredibly grateful.
I think going off of Abby too, it's been such a blessing to be a part of something bigger than yourself. It's not all been sunshine and rainbows the last 4 years, and I think that also makes it so beautiful of how far we've come in our final year. And I'm just thankful for all the relationships I've made throughout, whether it's alumni or freshmen this year. So I'm really proud of this team and how we ended on a high note.
Yeah, I agree. I think through all the ups and downs, there's not a day in my life that I will ever regret coming to this program and meeting you guys and just having this family for the rest of my life. It definitely changed me for the better, and I'll never forget any of this.
For any of the players, can you just talk a little bit more about what it was like on the court facing that Laverne team and just how much of a battle this was tonight?
I mean, they got some big girls. I'll say that. That was a huge block, and my motto, I feel is always, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down swinging. And for them to just play such relentless defense, I think that is a testament to their work, and for them to be that in system. They have a ton of weapons, like Kim was saying. So it's definitely difficult, but I'm so proud of our ability to stay in the moment and fight for every point. Yeah.
I mean, we knew this was going to be a big, heavy, serve and pass game. We talked about that, especially, Kim always says defense wins championships. And I think just tonight, they were able to combine their block with their serve and pass game. And even after the third set, they never gave up. And so it was a really tough match just from their side of the game. So huge credit to Laverne, but I thought we held our own and fought to the very, very end.
Awesome. If there's no other questions, thank you guys. Congrats on a great season.
Thank you.
Thank you.